happening in Arizona as it happens. Well, this time, though, tomorrow, Casey Anthony could be free.
Absolutely. That's the news we're getting right now. The mother of missing toddler Caylee Anthony could be out of jail in Orlando, Florida. A California bondsman and his partner, a bounty hunter, arrived in Florida late today. They plan to post the $500,000 bail to spring Casey from the slammer.
Yeah, well, meantime, the Sheriff's Department is now looking over some pieces of clothing found in an Orlando park. A group of internet bloggers conducting their very own search for Caylee found a book bag and some child's clothing. So what does that mean? And what's this about the Anthony family hiring a celebrity spokesman from Los Angeles? Gosh, this thing couldn't get any more sensational. Our legal panel now today, former prosecutor Joey Jackson, criminal defense attorney Jonna Spilbor. All right, Joey, what do you think of this? First of all, I think it's interesting that this random internet blogging group decided to take their matters into their own hands because they seem so fascinated with this case. So they go out into the woods and they find a little girl's clothing and they think, oh my gosh, this could potentially be evidence. Is it?
How convenient, Julie. How convenient. They happened to discover the evidence when they were out looking for what evidence? Look, the issue is it raises much more questions than it does answers. The fact is that we depend on evidence to be reliable. We depend upon evidence not to be tainted in any way. And, you know, I mean, the fact that they went out and got this evidence, and sure, it should be investigated, but is there any link in DNA with this clothing and the particular, you know, Casey? It raises a lot of issues, and it's certainly not the proverbial smoking gun at all, Julie.
And, Jonna, could this perhaps help Caylee or Casey, rather, in her fight? Because someone else has found this evidence, these unknown people, just the general public touching this potential evidence, you know, the whole chain of evidence.
Yes, chain of custody. It could help her, especially if there's no DNA on the children's clothing, because we don't know if this group is out there trying to get the story, make the story, or what they're doing. So if there's no DNA on the clothing, it would certainly help the defense. Plus, as you said, the chain of custody, whatever evidence is in that bag of clothing could potentially be tainted and may not actually be entered into evidence because of that.
Joey, they've hired the celebrity spokesperson, which is incredible, Larry Garrison. He helped write a book about Natalie Holloway. Right. So this guy clearly is out for publicity, in addition to the bounty hunter who's flying in from California and posting her bail. Right. They don't even know each other. Right. These guys are supposed to be, you know, capturing people. What do you think? I mean, they've got a celebrity spokesperson to keep, I guess, the lines of communication clean. They've already talked so much. We've heard the recordings.
Well, listen, Julie, on the issue of hiring someone, I'm not adverse to that. As defense attorneys, we're always attempting to get clients not to put their foot in their proverbial mouths. And whenever you have someone who is media savvy, they could prevent any issues that as they arise. On the issue of the bounty hunter coming and posting bail, it's a matter of publicity. Now, I do like his rationale for it, though, which is basically, you know, look, I'll post the bail and maybe they'll talk.
We're out of time because of breaking news, but both of you, Jonna Spilbor and Joey Jackson, thank you very, very much. Dog the Bounty Hunter will be joining us right after the break live to talk to us about what he thinks, there he is, about this bounty hunter who's supposedly going out to bail out Casey Anthony without really even knowing the real facts behind this case. He will join us live. Anthony, the jailed mother of missing 3-year-old Caylee, could be a free woman tomorrow. That's because a bail bondsman and a bounty hunter from California are flying all the way to Orlando, Florida, putting up the cash for Casey's release. A lot of cash, in fact. But aren't bounty hunters supposed to be putting people in jail instead of taking them out? Well, on Fox News yesterday, bounty hunter Leonard Padilla explained Casey is still going to be under close watch. Listen.
Part of the deal, and the attorney has accepted it, and she has told the attorney she will accept it, is the electronic monitoring that the court ordered. The judge ordered that. She can't leave the residence. If it does, it breaks the telephone communication with the monitoring service. Plus, one of our people is going to be 24/7 with her.
Joining us now is well-known bounty hunter Doug Chapman, live from Hawaii, and thank you so much for coming on. I know you're on vacation, but this is a story I had to bring you on. It's my understanding that bounty hunter Leonard Padilla and his nephew are going to go to Florida today and bail her out tomorrow. You know this guy. What's he up to?
Well, hi, Julie. Thank you very much for having me on. I just think once Leonard gets there, I do know Leonard Padilla very well. Once he gets there, he will see that it's going to be almost impossible for him to post that bail because of the Florida law. Florida does not allow welfare bail. They must have the 10% in cash, and they must have property to bond them out. Now, if he puts up $500,000 cash, then those laws are set aside. But if he works through a bail bondsman as surety, then there's no way that they could post it. Leonard is very Leonard is a father and a grandfather. He's very passionate about his job, capturing fugitives, as I am. And for, you know, bounty hunters right now, we want to know where this baby is. I think Leonard, you know, Leonard is trying to help some kind of way, but this is the wrong way to help.
Well, I don't understand why a bounty hunter would be involved in getting somebody out of jail. I mean, isn't it your job to do the opposite? And I guess it seems to me, and a lot of others feel this way, that he is doing this for publicity, and maybe he wants his own TV show like you have.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know that. Listen, she's in jail. I've seen cases like this, okay? Danny Arvello in Denver, Colorado, with Elizabeth Manning. They killed their baby and buried it. How did they find out? She went to someone in the jail and befriended them and started talking. The cops know what they're doing on this. They need to keep her in jail. You know, Leonard probably plans to get her out, give her an ultimatum, maybe drive her by the graveyard and say, you know, listen, sister, where's your kid at? I mean, that, you know, why, if she's under electronic monitor, by the way, so is Andrew Luster. That doesn't work, and she has to stay at her house. How's she going to go how's he going to follow her to find out where the baby is? So I think that's their motive, is to, you know, get her, question her, talk to her. But we are made. You know, bounty hunters are made to, here's a mugshot, here's a name, here's the person, go get him. This, I think, once they identify if she had a friend with her or if she is involved with someone else, that's when the bounty hunters step in. I think let the cops work on this, let the jail work on it. The FBI's in on it now. Don't, Leonard, get this girl out of jail, brother.
Yeah, well, you know what? If he can come up with that $500,000, he is going to do it. And, I mean, it seems to me like he could be potentially breaking the law. I mean, you've been arrested before, so you know that, you know, the law doesn't necessarily like bounty hunters getting involved in these kind of cases, specifically in this one. So you think he's making a big mistake then?
Well, absolutely. And there's a big storm coming right now, literally the weather, okay? So a lot of things may wash up or evidence may be destroyed. You know, the judge may, in the morning at 8:30, set a court order to keep Leonard out of there.
All right. Doug Chapman, thank you very, very much for coming on today. We had to hear from the expert bounty hunter yourself.